they said, tourism. Tourism, what does that have to do with the ocean? I'm thinking reefs and dolphins and whales and all this stuff. And they said, no, tourism. 80% of the pollution in the ocean is land-based. The tourism development is the fastest growing development of any kind in the world. The mass of people traveling and so forth. So we said, okay, we'll do sustainable tourism. And from there, we learned that one of the biggest problems in tourism that we're addressing here in COP is transport. 75% of the CO2 comes from transport. But I have something very exciting to share with you tonight. A company that we're partnering with in the blue community, Aptera, is going to manufacture next month the world's first solar electric car. The Aptera
is for anybody that's looking for a unique solution to their impact on the planet today. If you can lower how much energy it takes you to go the distance you need to go, and if you can use it in a vehicle that's focused on efficiency, that's made with less materials, you're just doing good for the planet and good for your pocketbook and good for everyone else.
How much CO2 would be reduced if 1 million people would get an Aptera? We'd reduce our CO2 7 million tons. Each owner reduces the equivalent of 825 pine trees. And if 20 vehicles, one of 20 vehicles on the road replace the Aptera, we would save 18 million gallons of gasoline in the US alone, or 6 billion gallons per year. But the cost savings also comes with it. The average Aptera owner is going to save over $2,000 in fuel costs every year as well. One of the reasons they're going to be so efficient is they only have 4 structural parts compared to a Tesla that has over 200 structural parts. So they're inexpensive, simple tooling, fewer robots, fewer people, no welds. They're using 3D printing to build these things, making them 10 times less expensive and easier to build. The wheels house the motors that make them easier to install, easier to service, and higher torque performance. The aerodynamic design just got an aerodynamic. Back to Future Cities. Yeah, the aerodynamic design was evaluated by NASA as the most efficient car on the planet. They started with jet fighter pilots and said, how do you translate that aerodynamic design into the plane? And so,
wow.
Okay, we got it up here now. You see there's less drag, lighter, faster, and just as safe. How safe are they? Much safer than people think. They haven't gone through all the production safety tests yet, but the initial test showed the roof crash portion to be the safest car in the market. How do they do that? They're using the same materials we use to build spaceships. The composite materials actually have a breathing skin, so you don't have to have any radiators and fans for your cooling or heating. It's just the most incredible design feature I've ever seen anywhere. Here's some of the specs. 0 to 60 in 5.5 seconds, which is equivalent to an Aston Martin, a BMW, Dodge Charger, Jaguar, Ferrari, or Ford Mustang. The all-wheel drive version, 0 to 60 in 3.5, which is similar to a Corvette Stingray, a Lotus, Ford Mustang, Shelby 500, or a Tesla Model S. At the top speed of 110 miles an hour and cargo space of 25 cubic feet. I'm not going to go through the length and so forth, but the solar charging is obviously integral to the car. It'll charge your car at an average, depending on your climate, of course, 40 miles per day. Interior, very smart, nice design, very simple. Comes in a variety of colors: Sol, white, Luna, silver, Nord, black. And I just want to close by sharing what one person's lifestyle might look like driving an Aptura. So now we can go to the video that I think you were trying to go to before.
And now, the weather. Today, we're expecting sunny skies. We'll be right back.
Gears from solar cars to bells. Wow, what a transition, right? So, I got to meet Frank Liu, part of our Liu community team. I'm working on several projects related to the oceans. And he told me this amazing story, how he got this vision of building a bell in China that he would bring to the United Nations, where Kofi Annan was able to bring it for the celebration of the 60-year anniversary of the UN. Bells are so appropriate for this gathering because we really need the bell to ring the sound for emergency, climate emergency. We need the bell to be struck for our calls to action. And we need it to be rung to bring people together like in the ancient days for harmony among nations. So I want to welcome Frank Liu, who's going to share a little bit about the history of the Harmony Bell and what it's been doing.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, Excellency and Frank. So happy to be here because nowadays we're facing crisis. So that's why what we need first, we need harmony. We need harmony between human being and nature. That's why we come here with our bell, because before we can, in United Nations General Assembly, we hear Secretary General Guterres say, I want to sound alert to the world. And before Joe Biden come here, he said, I want to go to COP26 with the bell on, which means this is time we should alarm the world. That's a crisis, so we must protect our Earth Mother. Here is our introduction. World Harmony Foundation actually born in 2005, and at that time it's just UN 60 birthday. So at that time there's a lot of countries also, especially China and USA, that are also big country, and also Israel, Afghanistan. That's why we want to create what can make this world be peace. We find out the foundation of peace is harmony. The foundation of harmony is communication. If country and country, America and China don't communicate, they fight. If people don't communicate, they fight. If husband and wife don't communicate, they divorce. If children and parents they don't communicate, the children run away. So important. Harmony is good for human, for nature, and for family. So that's why we initiate harmony for peace. I have my big sister, Dr. Susie. Her foundation is World Peace Prize Council, which is one of the big peace organizations give a lot of peace award to more than 20 head of state, including American President Jimmy Carter and also a lot of people have introduced themselves. All right. Next.
Welcome to the students of New York.
This is a World Harmony Ambassador and Secretary of the Youth Council. She's 15 years old. Let us say something.
Secretary General of the World Harmony Foundation Youth Council, which is composed of about 80 students. I am also a junior at Jericho High School, located in Jericho, Long Island, New York. One of the most important challenges we are facing today is water pollution, with all sorts of water distributed in our oceans. If we continue to pollute our planet, on land and in the ocean, we will become extinct. Dear heads of state and major celebrities at the Glasgow Climate Summit, we the youth of the world call on you to promote harmony on Earth. The youth, as consumers, are encouraged to see biodegradable and non-single-use items whenever we can, so that we do not add more plastic to the planet. Students are leaders today, and in the future we will have an even more important role in our city and national governance. I ask our students in China to share with us why they feel it is important to respect the planet. First, do you think the youth of today will solve today's problems as we move to positions of authority? Second, what is one action you can commit to taking in your daily life to make sure that we are protecting our planet, especially the ocean? For me, the answer to the first question is yes. And for the second, I am already taking steps to reduce my personal use of plastic items and recycling cans and bottles whenever I can. It may be small, but small steps will eventually add up to something more substantial. Thank you for your leadership in solving our interconnected environmental problems.
Mankind is facing its greatest crisis, adverse climate change. COP26 is held to discuss how we humans can deal with the climate crisis. The destiny of the mankind depends on whether all humans can be awakened to this crisis. We must unite to take a concrete action to turn this daunting tide. At this moment, I see young people like Harmony Liu, who are responding to the climate crisis as they call on humanity to pay attention to this issue. As her advisor, the counselor of WHF, and the chairwoman of CAPC, I'm deeply inspired and encourage her good work. I believe that the power of our young people is the driving force. I sincerely hope that more young people can exert their collective strengths to call upon all citizens of the earth to awaken to this crisis. Human-caused natural disaster can be altered with global action. Astronauts always return to Earth, exclaiming the beauty and the unity of our big blue marble. We must protect it. Finally, I wish the Glasgow Climate Conference a meaningful big success.
So, Seed Family Foundation home, and we did a lot of events, support initiatives, support sustainable. So, Secretary General is we did our big event for UNFCCC, the Correspondent Association, 70 years. So we did a big contribution to it. So Secretary was very happy. And before the former Secretary General, Ban Ki-moon is also first one to support our Harmony for Peace program. He signed our Harmony project. And Kofi Annan, you can see he's the first one reading our Harmony bill. And second one is the President of the General Assembly. The third one is President of the Security Council. And then we create a Harmony for Peace birthday cake for UN's birthday. So we designed it, and Kofi Annan ordered them together to cut a birthday cake. So that's a famous painter. He painting the girl just talking. Who does she look like? She's my daughter, 15 years old. So she joined sustainable activity since 6 years old. The first time I go to Harvard to the model show, she's a champion for youth, little kid. So that at that time promote until now, she still promote sustainable. So that's why one painter, so our family is a harmony family. So he painted this for us. Thank you. And then first have say president of Timor-Leste is the person of Bell. And then the other president is Nobel Prize winner. He's also second president of the Leste. This lady, I believe a lot of people know her. She's the first lady of China, Yuan. She's our first harmony star. I gave her an award together with our board member, including our CEO, Richard Jordan. Then, the next year, Congress feels it's important sign of harmony for peace. So Congress, Lantos, Republican, Democrat, the leader, all by there, including the Congresswoman Maloney, you want to ring the bell in Capitol Hill this first time, and also they gave us the President of America. This is the second president, Ring the Bell, who is a Nobel Prize winner, Timor-Leste, second president. And at that time, Congresswoman Maloney, and the chair of the Republican Asia Affair, also Ring the Bell, including Hillary, Senator Hillary's she sent chief staff because of the bill voting. So in Red House 20, so we go to Red House 20 to promote harmony for peace, and Jen Goodall is our second celebrity. We give her a harmony award. And thank you very much. So to appreciate people who do a lot of harmony for peace, harmony sustainable, we will give a Harmony Outstanding Award to celebrity every year. The whole one of you will become our award receiver. Today I will announce we will give our Harmony Award for 2021 Harmony for Peace Award. Miss our Dr. Susie. She is about I don't say her age, but she's very young. Okay, and she used to be chief staff and senior advisor for the Speaker of the House, United States. And then she did a lot of peace promotion for Asia, America, China. And then our planning after this call, because our reading UN, then we go to Capitol Hill, then we go to Europe, which is Vienna UN 90. Okay? Then we go to China Beijing Olympic. And we're planning to go to North-South Korea border to promote both sides, become peace. Okay? Now, maybe because of timing, I think I should give the award to Dr. Susie with the bell ring after everybody speak. Okay? Thank you very much. All right, I ring the bell first. Right? Then I need to walk. Hold on. There's how many states?
this bear, because no one explained how this bear was made. The mother bear, which is 600 pounds light and stands 6 feet tall, is stationed in New York City, so we have to bring baby bear.
Also 6 years of birth.
This bear was made of guns and scraps of weapons from all the wars and weapons collected by Chinese students, little kids. They collected all the scraps from weapons and guns, and they made a gun. That's how this is World Harmony Bear. So we couldn't bring the original one. So when Joe Biden, our president, said, "I'm going to COP25 with bears on," our chairman thought, "Yeah, we'd like to see him taking the bear." And he came without it, so we followed him with baby bear. That's the story of our Harmony Bear. And I am the president and the chairwoman of World Peace Prize Awarding Council of 1989. We awarded many peace awards throughout the world, including Jimmy Carter and President Reagan and Jose Ramos and India, Gandhi and Israeli Prime Minister, all over the world. And we have judges, and the judges will vote who deserves to receive the award. And so this is the history of World Harmony Bear and World Peace Prize Awarding Council Inc. Originally, this was based on the principle of John F. Kennedy when he first created the Peace Corps. My husband was congressman then. He followed his principle and he joined with Dr. Hamen Soo of South Korea. They both originated the Peace Corps based World Harmony Foundation and World Peace Prize Awarding Council. So we have been working very hard, and I hope you all follow our principle and bring our bear. And since Joe Biden wasn't here to bring this bear, we plan to take this to the White House lawn.
Next time we see the White House together, okay? Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Susan. Congratulations. Thank you, World Harmony Foundation. The work that you're doing is inspirational and very important. May your work become a reality in this world. Now we're going to take a little bit of a break, and you guys are going to enjoy some delicious food, and then we'll be back in about 10-15 minutes for the rest of the program. Stay tuned.